Here are the tests on the 2020 wall-mounted Gerber Maxwell. There is no water line in the tank, so it is just set to the top of that flush valve, and it is using a custom Gerber flapper. But before I show you guys a flush, I want to show you something else that's kind of interesting. Look at how small that outlet is. I can't even fit 3 fingers in it. So I don't really know how this will do, but I'm not expecting it to do well. So let's see how it flushes and how it does on tests. It flushes just like a floor-mounted toilet, and honestly that's really good because, like I mentioned before and like you've all probably seen, wall-mounted toilets tend to have weaker siphons. Also, about the water supply, I'm just going to manually fill the tank with the hose. For the first test, let's see if it can take a washcloth. This toilet is brand new, so I think it will pass perfectly, even though it has that really small trapway exit. As expected, perfect pass. Now, let's see if it can take a grocery bag. I think it has a strong enough flush to push it all the way through. I guess not. It's out now. Let's try the grocery bag again with the hope but not expectation that it will do better. I'm going to sink it a little bit because I think that was the main issue last time. Took it in a second flush. That second flush was actually really nice looking. If it flushed like that all the time, that would be awesome. Now, let's see if it can take the washcloth and grocery bag together. Not sure why it's all dirty now, but it should still clog it. It's definitely not going to pass. And if it manages to get through there, it certainly will not be able to come out the back. You guys saw how small that outlet was. Definitely a fail. Now, let's see if it can take a dish towel. There's no point even trying this because I know it won't go through, and if it does go into the trapway, it's not going to get out the end. Yeah, that's not going anywhere. And it really doesn't make a difference that the toilet doesn't have water going to it, because that doesn't really make the flush any stronger. All it does is adds a tiny bit more as it's flushing, and that happens because I filled the tank all the way to the top of the pipe. So it's getting about as much water as it would normally, it just isn't refilling by itself. Overall, I would say the performance was unsurprisingly bad. For a toilet that is 1.28 gallons and doesn't have the suction power of a floor-mounted toilet, and also has an outlet that's smaller than 3 fingers, you can't expect much. So now let's move on to the flush tests. For the first flush test, let's see how it flushes with a dry bowl. I'm guessing that it'll flush pretty well, but it probably won't fill the bowl before it goes down. That actually wasn't too bad, honestly. Now, let's see how it flushes with a clogged siphon jet. I'm guessing it's going to have a pretty nice flush, but I don't know if it will siphon on the water level. I don't think it will. When I say water level, I mean the correct water level. It'll definitely siphon if the tank is filled all the way up. So let's try it. That did basically nothing except make funny noises. So now let's try it with the tank filled all the way to the top. Unfortunately, it would not have siphoned if I didn't do that. That's a little disappointing. I'm going to try to test this on a high tank. I don't know how that's going to work, but I'm hoping I'll be able to do it. I mean, I got it set up without a wall carrier, so that's something. So I'm going to go ahead and unclog that siphon jet, and then let's see how it does on a dirt test. I will be shocked if the results of this aren't completely depressing. The bowl clearance is terrible, and that's at the highest possible water level, and there goes my brightness, but it could definitely use more water. The rinse is very good. Very, very good. I'm impressed. So, yeah, I would definitely prefer the floor-mounted version. This is really cool to get, but realistically, it's just not very good. So I'm going to go ahead and clean that out, and then I'm going to wrap this up. So anyway, that is all for this video. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe and turn on notifications. It helps my channel a lot, and I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and see you guys in the next video.